Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Rady from Rady's Rides. I'm back here at my special filming spot location because guess what? We have that one sports car that is still near and dear to my heart. It's this vehicle right here. This is a 2024 Toyota GR86. This one though has the new Performance Pack and it's featured in one of my favorite colors, pavement. But before we get into this rear-wheel drive manual transmission sports car, let's talk about what's going on here. In a day and age where we have electric vehicles that are doing 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, the GR86 maybe doesn't make sense. But for those who really value the experience of being one with an automobile in that ultimate connection, the GR86 checks off so many boxes. From its rear-wheel drive platform to the availability of a 6-speed manual transmission, it has a feeling of dancing, being able to dance with your car and be that perfect partner. Now, of course, in this day and age of electrified vehicles and crazy 0 to 60 and cars that, if you say they have 500 horsepower or less, people say that they're underpowered, the GR86 doesn't really check off that ultimate sports car box. But are people wrong? Are people misunderstanding what the experience is when you go with a Toyota GR86? So what I want to find out is, should you go this route or should you go a different route like a Mustang EcoBoost or even something like a Honda Civic Type R? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our GR86 and find out. Right off the bat, the proportions. This car just really wraps itself around you when you slide behind the wheel. At the front of the business, when they did the redesign just a few years ago, they hit the nail on the head. Love the size and shape of the headlight housing. You do have projector beam LED headlights, LED turn signals and daytime running lamps, and functional corner air curtain venting. Really gives it a nice aggressive look without being too over the top. I think one of the things that I appreciate with this car is that it doesn't have a bunch of things tacked on. Very sleek and very back to basics. Now, as we come across that low slung nose, you do have a functional flat black grille. Of course, our GR badge, GR stands for Gazoo Racing. That is the arm of Toyota that handles all their motorsports participation, from the World Rally Championship to their Le Mans cars to everything in between. That GR badge has a lot of history behind it. Now, you'll notice how they have that body colored pavement, they call that pavement, gray finish on the front splitter. I like the way it's all built into the front fascia. Of course, you got your Toyota badge, and then you have a sleek hood line. Really think that this is part of that driving perfection. When you're behind the wheel, these two peaks in the hood give you perfect visual reference points. It's almost like a gun sight on a rifle, so that you could take aim at those apexes on your favorite road or on your favorite racetrack and really feel like king behind the wheel. Now, as we come around the bend, here's where we talk about the Performance Pack. First off, you're gonna have these flat black multi-spoke wheels, 18-inch wheel in diameter, and you'll notice those bright red Brembo 4-piston calipers. That is part of the performance package. So you're gonna get beefed up brake calipers, plus this car has Sachs racing suspension. So the suspension, the shock absorbers have been tuned all 4 corners, and what's also great is you're getting those Michelin Pilot Sport tires. That's gonna give you extra grip. And if you're wondering what's the size of the tire, up front, 215 on the width, 40 series sidewall, and like I said, this is an 18-inch wheel, and those are Michelin Pilot Sport 4 tires. Let me know what you think about those bright red Brembos. I think it pops nicely against the pavement, the gray pavement color. Now, as we swing around wide and see the overall dimensions of the car, I'm gonna have Steven kind of swing in and show the backside of that functional fender venting. Like I said, everything is functional on this car. You are gonna have gloss black painted mirror caps, no sunroof. A great roof line that's got a rise on both sides so that both the passenger and the driver can successfully have a helmet on and not be making contact with the inside of the roof, color matched door handles. And then another thing I love is, if you notice from a styling standpoint, they take that body line, flare it out, and bring it into the rear fender area. So you're gonna get that functional aero in that side skirt extension. Of course, rear wheel drive, 215s, all four corners, and we have a limited slip diff. So that's another good piece of the puzzle. Come around back. Instead of putting some big pedestal wing or a basket handle, we got a nice duckbill kick-up spoiler, color match, looks fantastic. LED lighting in our taillights, our turn signals. There's that GR86 badge. And then working our way down, nice clean rear diffuser, and we have a single outlet exhaust on both sides, nice large opening to let that engine sing a little. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and talk about what's powering this GR86. All right, guys, we got the hood popped. You do have a prop rod, but once I tell you the overall weight of this car, you're not gonna zonk that because this thing is light. Underneath the hood, you do have that flat 4 engine. Remember, this was engineered together with Toyota and Subaru, hence Toyota and Subaru. This is that flat 4 boxer engine. I love how you see the 4 individual intake runners, your throttle body, your alternator, your AC compressor, even your top mounted oil filter. But what else do we have going on here? So that engine is sitting very low in the chassis to lower the center of gravity. But when it comes to the engine itself, it's a 2.4 liter flat 4, naturally aspirated, 228 horsepower, made it to a 6-speed manual transmission, 0 to 60 if you know how to do the dance, in 5.4 seconds. Quarter mile goes by at 102 miles per hour at 13.9 seconds. Top speed is 140 miles per hour. MPGs 20 in the city, 27 on the highway. And here's the kicker. This vehicle weighs 2,830 pounds. Another thing you'll notice from underneath the hood is the bracing that they put by the shock top mounts right here to tie in the firewall. And there's such little plastic, you can actually see the freaking transmission. That's the 6-speed manual transmission down below. So really cool from a car person standpoint to be able to pop the hood and see all the goodies, see the goods. But why don't we go ahead? You may be complaining about the overall performance numbers, but why don't we go ahead? Let's fire this up and hear what it sounds like. All right, guys, we are inside this 2024 Toyota GR86. I know you're saying to yourself, well, Joe, I want something that's fun. I want a fun car to drive. I drive every day. I don't want to be bored. I'm really liking this GR86, but how much is it? Well, first of all, let me tell you that the Performance Pack, it's only 1,500 bucks. That gives you the shock absorbers and the brake calipers. That in itself, I really think it's worth its weight in gold. Overall MSRP, the way that this one is optioned, is right at $34,000. If you compare that to a Mustang EcoBoost, you're probably going to be paying a little bit more for the Mustang EcoBoost, probably around $38,000. And then, of course, well, it depends on what you option the EcoBoost. I'm trying to keep it kind of basic. But then, of course, the Honda Civic Type R, that is $44,000. So you're looking about 10 grand more. But let's see what you get when you go GR86 to the door panels. Love the Alcantara up top. Everything else is going to be nice, soft touch black material. You got some white contrast stitching, and you have a door pocket there. No food, just put your Yeti can, and that's about it. Going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material. Love the way they styled the AC vents on the corner. You slide on in, you're gonna get an 8-inch infotainment system, wireless Apple CarPlay, wireless Android Auto. It's got all the different apps that you want in your vehicle. Easy to get back to home, very fast reacting. Throw it in reverse. Backup camera does take up all 8 inches. Could be a little bit clearer, but still not too shabby. And you do have trajectory, which is nice. Love the way they have the GR start-stop button. You got dual climate control, nice toggle switches, and then this is where you earn your keep. This is that slick shifting, short throw, 6-speed manual transmission. You can also get a 6-speed automatic, but who the hell wants that? Love the leather on the shift knob, the stitching on the stitch boot, and like I said, the engagement is just really, really freaking amazing. You got a good old-fashioned mechanical e-brake with the stitching and everything. You got your buttons to shut off your traction control and to go into track mode. Heated seats, 2 stages, and they finally gave us an armrest that bombs away, opens up 2 cup holders, USB-Cs, no, USB-As. Still good, aux jack, and this is kind of funny. It's a Subaru key fob with the Toyota badge. Makes sense though, since Toyota and Subaru worked on this car together. And then you're gonna get these seats that almost seem like Recaro's. Alcantara, the leather, the bolstering. They are manual control for the passenger and the driver, but it's one of those things that once you set it, you could just forget it. It's not a big deal. To get to the back of the seat, there's a handle right here. And then you just push forward. The only things you're gonna be able to fit are lunch boxes. That's Steven's lunch box. This is my lunch box. That's about it. I would not want to put a human being back here. Oscar, my dog Oscar would love to be back there. But an actual human being, hell no. But why don't you come over here? This is a place where a human being deserves to be. If you know how to do the magic, come on over. Let me show you behind the wheel in this GR86. All right, guys, business time behind the wheel. You do get a very simple sill plate, but I wish it said like GR or something here. Even Toyota, it says nothing. Just a generic sill plate. Pedal box, right out of a freaking race car. I love the aluminum dead pedal, clutch, brake pedal, and throttle, and your heel toe downshifting is so easy in this car. Just so you know, this pedal box is right from the Subaru parts bin. I'm okay with that because Subaru obviously has their pedal box down. You have the GR86 embroidery. That's worth an extra 5 horsepower in my book. There's your manual seat controls. It's easy to set though, so don't worry. I got plenty of room. I'm 6 feet tall. And if you're thinking, man, I'm tall, I can't fit in a small car, you can fit in this car. Even with a helmet on. Steering wheel, perfect size. Nice and small diameter. The leather, the stitching, the GR badge, flat black on all the switch gear. It is a manual tilting and telescoping wheel. And then you have that 7-inch digital display with the tack in the center. And then watch this, when you go into track mode, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Now you got the tack right there across the middle. But nice to see the actual setup of the gauges like that. Even have some Alcantara on the hood for the digital gauge cluster. Now, I'm not going to show you the trunk. I've already shown you that in many GR86 and BRZ reviews. It's 6 cubic feet of space. It's actually pretty good on the space. What I want to do is I want to spend more time on throttle, less time showing you a trunk. So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go on throttle in this GR86. All right, guys, we're inside this 2024 Toyota GR86 with the Performance Pack. I love looking out the rear window because you just see the kick up of that duckbill spoiler. I do have it in track mode. Obviously, we're in first gear, and if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, yeah! You know what they say, a chirping tire is a happy tire. Right away, you're gonna love the driving position in this car. The seats hold you in so nicely, like a mother that holds their newborn baby. And you're gonna notice the changes with the Performance Pack. The braking has such better feel and they're more fade resistant. You take a standard GR86 out onto a track. I remember when we did the track day for that with Toyota. And depending on your lapping session, they could come back with some smoke coming off of them. These Brembos though, very, very rock solid, and I can appreciate that. Also, the Sachs suspension. These are things where I know when we talk about horsepower, we like to talk about that's the only way we could get performance. There's lots of performance to be had in suspension, brakes, and tires. And this Performance Pack for $1,500 checks off all of those boxes, which is really, really nice. I like the large gear indicator. And if you're ready, I'm ready. On throttle, here we go. On the brakes. Nice. Yeah! I love the way this thing handles, man. You just let that engine rev to the moon. Really buttoned up very nicely. Not a lot of body roll, but the good news is too is that it doesn't hit super hard if you hit a bump or something like that. They're tuned very, very nicely. Obviously, clutch action is very, very good, especially if you are new to manual transmissions. It has a good pickup point and it's not very heavy. And then of course the brakes. I mean, the brakes feel absolutely spectacular. The throws in the transmission, nice and short. You ready? On throttle, here we go. Chirping tire's a happy tire. Really holds a line nicely. And then like I said, when it comes to pedal placement for heel toe downshifting, if you know what you're doing, look at this. Stop on a dime, give everybody change. If you know how to heel toe downshift, you're gonna feel spectacular. On throttle, here we go. Dabbing the brakes. Nice, look at that. Really holds so well. You can tell the balance from front to rear. Look at this. Who says you need 800 horsepower to have fun behind the wheel of a car? Whoever that is, kick them in the nuts for me, because they've never been behind the wheel of one of these. I can guarantee you that. This thing, it just feels good. It has an old school feel to it, which I really like. The one thing I'm gonna zonk behind the wheel is the freaking pumped-in sound. It's not good at all. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Another thing to point out, remember, on this 2024 is that we do have that, and I'm just gonna call it what it is, Subaru EyeSight technology. So the camera's technology is mounted up high, and that's gonna give you your lane keep assist, emergency brake assist, and that technology is award-winning from Subaru, but it all falls under Toyota's 3.0 plus safety sensing technology. Of course, with that flat 4 engine, you do have that lower center of gravity that allows you to handle and feel the handling very, very well from behind the wheel of this car. Yee-hoo! But it's just, it doesn't have torque that's gonna put you back in your seat, but it's very linear. There's no dip in the torque anymore. And what it's all about is carrying momentum. And that's what's gonna make you a better track driver. That's what's gonna make you a better twisty bit driver, is using the momentum of this car and really perfecting your line and placement on a track or on the road. Look at this, holds a line so well. But like I said, I know there's probably there's gotta be a way, if you read through the forums and all that other stuff, to get rid of this pumped-in sound, because it's blah. I don't like it one bit. Don't like it one bit at all. You still do hear some of the engine, but I just want to hear engine. I don't want to hear some weird video game sound. And it's not, you know, like Steven says, it's not like a new video game. It's like a 1980s video game, like we're playing Pole Position or something, which I love that game, just I don't want to hear it when I'm behind the wheel of my sports car. That's all. Is that too much to ask? But visibility, surprisingly, is phenomenal out the front. Even out the back, you got great side mirrors. And this transmission is just a hot knife through butter, man. Woo! You can square off that corner a little bit by swinging out the rear end. And it's all controllable. It's all manageable stuff. It's not gonna be like, oh, there she goes, and then you're looping it around at 100 miles an hour. It's very, very controllable. Even when you're pulling in a parking lot, it's just very, very controllable. Guys, one more time for you. Definitely one more time for me. Are you ready? Hot throttle, here we go. Just so nice. Feels good. And that's what it's all about. Don't you want to feel good? I mean, when you're behind the wheel of your sports car, sometimes you hit that rev limiter, it comes up quick. So you just gotta be on minding your P's and Q's. But other than that, this thing is wonderful. But we need to get back to where it all started and wrap this one up. So I'm hoping you enjoyed this drive. I got some more deep dives coming on this car, so stay tuned for that, but we'll see you in a split second. All right, guys, been another rip-roaring kind of day with this GR86. Definitely want to thank the whole Toyota team getting us access to this press fleet vehicle. Let me know what you think. Are you willing to go against the grain and not have 5,000 horsepower and have something that really is a pure driver's car that really connects you in no other way that any other car can do than a car like this? Let me know in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. I'll come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raised Rides family. Of course, we need to give it up to Stephen Flood, working the camera like a champ. Show him some love in the comment section. Thank you, Stephen, for all your hard work. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.